Hi, good afternoon, students. So today is the second class of our topic fiction, which I had started yesterday. And I had told you a detailed study about what is fiction, what is novel, how it works, how it proceeded, and different types of novels which you might have already read yesterday. टू कंटिन्यू विद कुछ और प्रकार की फिक्शंस बची हैं वो हम लोग आज पढ़ लेते हैं जैसे साइंस फिक्शन साइंस फिक्शन व्हाट इज साइंस फिक्शन साइंस फिक्शन इज अ genre of speculative fiction which deals with the imaginative concepts जैसे कि futuristic settings futuristic science and technology which will be coming or which will be coming in the future time, space traveling, faster than light travel, and parallel universes, etc., etc. And science fiction often explores the potential consequences of scientific and other innovations. For example, H.G. Wells की एक नॉवेल है द टाइम मशीन एंड देयर इज अ नॉवेल नोन एज इरोटिक नॉवेल एक इस प्रकार की भी नॉवेल होती है जो कि उसका जार में होता है द इरोटिक नॉवेल वी कैन ऑल्सो से द इरोटिक रोमांटिक नॉवेल्स have romance as their main focus in the plot line, and they are actually characterized, featured by explicit sexual contents. And these books contain elements of some other romance subgenres, such as historical fiction, uh, paranormal elements, and erotic romance is even classed as pornography. For example, there is a novel on Dublin Street, written by Samantha Young. And the English novel took birth in the 16th, 17th centuries and reached to its climax in the age of Pope and in the age of Dr. Johnson. And the group of the first four novelists of the Augustan age, or we can say the new classical age, are Richardson, Smollett, Fielding and Stern. जिनके हाथों में जिनके पेन के द्वारा novels blossomed like anything, and these four people, these four novelists, are known as the four wheels of the novel. Richardson, Smollett, Fielding, and Stern. Now, students, you must be also knowing that what are the factors, क्या reasons थे जिसके वजह से नॉवेल का राइज इतना ज्यादा हुआ जो कि लोग सोच भी नहीं सकते थे. What are the factors, reasons responsible for the rise of the novel in the 18th century? सबसे पहला इसका आंसर है द राइज ऑफ द मिडिल क्लास. द राइज ऑफ द मिडिल क्लास, क्योंकि पहले से क्या होता था कि जो लिटरेचर 17th सेंचुरी का था, दैट लिटरेचर वॉज फ्लरिश्ड under the patronage of only the upper class people. And so the middle class or the lower class could not enjoy anything of reading or novels, something like that. And in this century, we saw a tremendous growth of trade, of commerce, of the merchant class becoming rich, becoming wealthy. And these people who started becoming rich and wealthy, they also wanted to excel in the field of literature. So this was the reason. And because they were poor initially and they were neglected by these aristocratic class or the high-born writers. And so their aspirations, their expressions wished to come out. And this novel was actually the product of the middle class. And with the rise of the middle class, the rise of the novel was very natural, was quite natural. And apart from this, the 18th century is a century which also saw appearance of a large number of magazines, journals, newspapers, and a large numbers of readers increased day by day from the middle class. And these readers had basically little interest in the romances and the tragedies which used to be taken interest by these upper class people. So this new type of literature which emerged with new ideas, with new inhibitions, with new discoveries of the content which was given in that is nothing but a novel. And yes, this 18th century novels or literature was characterized by a spirit of realism and romantic features like emotions, passions, imaginations, enthusiasm. This declined. मैं आपको फिर समझा रहा हूं कि ये जो 18th century literature है, it was characterized by the spirit of realism and the romantic features like enthusiasm, passion, emotion, imagination declined in this period. And reason, intellect, satirical spirit, correctness are the main features of the 18th century. And this English novel had all these characteristics. Clear? Moreover, the 18th century, in the 18th century, women of the upper class and even the middle class could partake in a few activities of men. In spite, although they could not engage themselves in administration, politics, hunting, drinking, etc., but they used to read novels. So these are the major reasons why novel flourished. And yes, one more important reason, that the drama declined. कोई भी चीज जब डिक्लाइन करती है तो कोई चीज राइज करती है. So the decline of drama, which actually contributed to the rise of the novel in the 18th century, and drama in this age lost its fame, which it had in the Elizabethan period. Now it did not remain as that influential which it used to be. So something has to come in place, because now it was a vacuum. तो वैक्यूम तो होता नहीं है, something has to take its place. And what took its place? It was filled by the English novel. So the decline of drama led to the rise of the English novel. Now students, we will study, after going into these details, some of the major writers or novelists of this period. And the first which I want to share with you is Daniel Defoe. Who is Daniel Defoe? And when he was born in 1660 in London. And his father's name was James Foe, who was a butcher. And Daniel Defoe's mother died when he was only 10 years of age. इनके जो पेरेंट्स थे, मतलब डैनियल डीफो के जो पेरेंट्स थे, दे वर डिसेंटर्स, DISSENTERS, इनको प्रेसबाइटेरियंस भी कहते हैं. इसका मतलब ये होता है डिसेंटर्स का या प्रेसबाइटेरियंस का, दैट at the time, they were Protestants who did not belong to the Anglican Church. Although Protestant dissenters did not suffer as much persecution as Roman Catholics, they were still barred from holding the public office at the time or earning degrees. So, when Defoe graduated in 1679, he was destined for a life of a trader. इसलिए ये जानना जरूरी है कि he was a dissenter or a Presbyterian, तो उसके साथ क्या हुआ and why he could not be destined for some good place and he was destined to become a trader. But luckily, he became a successful merchant. And he married Mary Tuffley. इसकी वाइफ का नाम था मैरी टफले, Tuffley. And in 1685, he joined the rebellion against King James II, led by the Duke of Monmouth. अब देखिए यहां पे कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हिस्ट्री आपके बैकग्राउंड में चलनी चाहिए, तभी आप समझ पाएंगे कि किंग जेम्स II कौन था और ड्यूक ऑफ मॉनमाउथ कौन था, विच आई हैव टोल्ड यू ऑल्सो अबाउट किंग जेम्स II. क्या हुआ इसमें कि when the rebellion was defeated, 100 of Monmouth's supporters were hanged at the famous bloody assizes, while hundreds more were transported or enslaved. And Defoe was lucky to escape, and he went into a form of exile for the next few years. कब तक? जब तक James was deposed by William of Orange in 1688. याद करिए मैंने आपको बताया था विलियम ऑफ ऑरेंज हस्बैंड वाइफ जब किंग और क्वीन बने थे 1688, तब तक वो एग्जाइल में था जब तक जेम्स डिपोज नहीं कर दिया गया बाय विलियम ऑफ ऑरेंज इन 1688. And while hiding in a churchyard during this time, he noticed a gravestone with the name Robinson Crusoe written on it. He jotted the name down and many years later used it as the name for his own famous hero. अब आपको पता चला कि ये नाम कहां से आया. कल को कोई पूछे आपसे कि रॉबिन्सन क्रूसो जैसा वर्क डैनियल डीफो का इंटरनेशनली फेमस, ये नाम कहां से आया? सो आई थिंक नोबडी कुड टेल दिस थिंग कि ये नाम उसको मिला था कहीं लिखा हुआ, उस नाम को उसने उतार लिया और कितने सालों बाद उसने उसको अपना फेमस हीरो बनाया अपने नॉवेल में. In 1701, he wrote a poem called The True Born Englishman. The True Born Englishman, which was a defense of the foreign born King William. And this proved to be enormously popular. And because of this work, he established itself the best-selling poem of that day, of that time. इतनी पॉपुलर हो गई है कि कुछ साल बाद डीफो would still sign himself, खुद साइन करता था as the true born Englishman. मतलब डीफो नहीं रह गया, he became the true born Englishman. And after a couple of years, this popularity came to Defoe's aid. इतनी पॉपुलर हो गया वो कि वो पॉपुलैरिटी उसके एड में उसको मिल गई, क्योंकि ही रोट अ पैम्फलेट एंटाइटल्ड, कई बार इसको एग्जाम में पूछा गया है, द शॉर्टेस्ट वे विद डिसेंटर्स. हु हैज रिटन दिस? द शॉर्टेस्ट वे विद डिसेंटर्स बाय डैनियल डीफो. एंड दिस वर्क satirized the bloodthirsty attacks on dissenters and sold well by those who took it seriously until they were disabused of the notion and had Defoe arrested as a result. He was put in the stocks. He managed to turn the situation to his advantage by selling copies of an ode to the stocks, which he had penned while in prison. जब वो उसमें था, कैप्टिविटी में था, प्रिजन में था, तब उसने ये लिख डाला. Clear? Defoe was also due to serve a prison sentence, but he wrote to his friend Robert Harley, the Tory minister, who was a Tory minister that time, कि हमें कोई help चाहिए for assistance. And that friend Robert Harley secured his release, उसको छुड़वा दिया, and procured him a job on behalf of his party as a pamphleteer and spy. ये उसी समय की बात है 1695 की, that he changed his name from Foe to Defoe. अब समझ में आया कि उसके फादर जो थे वो फो थे, FOE, और ये डीफो कैसे हुआ. It was around this time in 1695 that he changed his name, surname, from Foe to Defoe. And this was one of many pseudonyms that he adopted for his pamphlet writing career. और वो pseudonyms कौन कौन से हैं? बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज बता रहा हूं मैं. कई प्रकार के उसने सिनोनिम्स अपने नाम के आगे लिखे. एक सिनोनिम था आई विटनेस. आई विटनेस, कहीं अगर आपको मिल जाए वर्ड आई विटनेस तो समझ जाइएगा कि ये डैनियल डीफो है. एक नाम था एंड्रयू मॉर्टन, ANDRUMORTON, एंड्रयू मॉर्टन. एंड सेक्रेटरी नहीं, नाम था हीलियोस ट्रोपोलिस, HELIOSTROPOLIS, हीलियोस ट्रोपोलिस, कॉमा सेक्रेटरी टू द एम्परर ऑफ द मून. ये नाम था, सिनोनिम था. और ये नाम उसने इस्तेमाल किया है ऑन हिज ओन पॉलिटिकल सटायर, और उस पॉलिटिकल सटायर का नाम था द कंसोलिडेटर. द कंसोलिडेटर. Defoe's political tracks continued to create many enemies, and he was jailed again briefly, as well as being convicted. When the Tories lost office in 1714, he served the Whigs just as happily, and when they too were ousted, he worked for the Tories again. And these are the important details which I shared with you with Daniel Defoe. And yes, बहुत सारा डिटेल्स आपके पास ऑलरेडी होगा हमारे स्टडी मटेरियल में, लेकिन यहां पे आपको क्लास करने से क्या फायदा हुआ कि यू विल नॉट फॉरगेट डैनियल डीफो नाउ. लिसनिंग इज एक्चुअली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो पहला हो गया आपका डैनियल डीफो. सेकेंड विच आई एम गोइंग टू टेक हियर इज ओलिवर गोल्डस्मिथ, हु इज नोन फॉर हिज फेमस वर्क The Deserted Village. He was born in 1730 in a very small Irish village, and Oliver Goldsmith's father was a clergyman in the Church of England. But he was wealthy in good humor, not wealthy in terms of money. And when he was quite young, Goldsmith suffered an attack of smallpox, because of which he was badly scarred, and which he himself admitted somewhere that he grew up to present an ungracious figure and with an ugly face. In spite of all these problems, he had developed a personality with talents which might earn by industry, and he was educated at Edgeworthstown School, After that, he went to Trinity College, Dublin. जैसा कि स्पेंसर की बात है या एंड्रयू मार्वेल आपने पढ़ा होगा, टू हिज क्वाई मिस्ट्रेस, जिसकी फेमस है. एडमंड स्पेंसर, एंड्रयू मार्वेल before him, like Edmund Spencer and Andrew Marvell before him, Goldsmith had to pay for his education by working as a Caesar, performing jobs for wealthier undergraduates. And in spite of several vicissitudes, ups and downs in his life, he finally graduated and then decided to study medicine at the University of Edinburgh. But he failed to settle to his task. And after going through more other things, he finally set off to Europe. As Goldsmith was so poor, he traveled around Holland, France, Italy. Frequently, he used to travel by foot. And you know what he used to do to earn money? He used to play flute on the way, paying his way by playing the flute on the way. And after returning to London, he somehow acquired a degree as a doctor. For the few next months, he was working in the field of medicine in India. He hoped basically that he will practice as a medicinal practitioner in India. He only really practiced on one patient again himself. And उसी दौरान Goldsmith was forced to take up a position as a schoolmaster. He despised this job and eventually end up as an assistant editor at the Monthly Review. याद होगा आपको, मैंने बताया था Monthly Review का assistant editor कौन था? He was Goldsmith. And now this position led him in 1759 to publish an inquiry into the present state of polite learning in Europe. ये पूरा नाम है, Inquiry into the present state of polite learning in Europe. इससे उसने पैसा कमाना तो शुरू किया ही. This work also drew him into the sphere of influence of Dr. Samuel Johnson, who was the then leading personality, the leading personage of that time. Johnson was initially not impressed by Goldsmith, but one day he found that Goldsmith is being arrested by his landlady for any debt. So Johnson arranged to sell the manuscript of the novel The Vicar of Wakefield. उसको हेल्प करने के लिए उसकी मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट को सेल करा दिया, क्योंकि वो बड़ा आदमी था, उसकी जान पहचान थी, उसकी बात को कोई मना नहीं कर सकता था. तो उसकी हेल्प करने के लिए उसकी स्क्रिप्ट को उसने सेल किया ऑन गोल्डस्मिथ्स बिहाफ, जिसके लिए उसको मिला 60 गिनाज. बट it remained unpublished until 1766. And when it was published, that time also it was poorly received. And he means Goldsmith, continued to be in debt for the rest of his life, in spite or despite the tremendous wealth he earned for his literary works. Two of his best dramas were The Good-Natured Man and She Stoops to Conquer. As far as writing novels and plays, he also wrote poetry, notably The Deserted Village in 1770. Now, Goldsmith, writing on various subjects of which he knew little for a quick developing reading public. He did not know enough about medicine because when he fell ill in 1774, he decided to treat himself rather than consult a qualified doctor, and he died on 4th April. So his principal works जो थे वो हैं The Vicar of Wakefield, The Good Natured Man, The Deserted Village, and She Stoops to Conquer. I got so much engrossed in teaching you that I did not see you here. Nisarga, Saman, Shreya, Hima Bindu, Khatija, all of you, good afternoon, good evening. Nitin, Ashna, Jaya, Rehman, all of you, good afternoon. Any questions, students? Just answer me. Are you able to follow this class? How was this fiction class? Good evening, Neha. How was this fiction class? And हमने जो आपको जिस तरीके से समझाया ये दो नॉवलिस्ट डैनियल डीफो एंड क्या नाम था इसका ओलिवर गोल्ड स्मिथ, आपको कैसा लगा? जस्ट ब्रीफ मी हियर ऑन द मैसेज बॉक्स. आपको कैसा लगा ये? मतलब इसमें आपको ऐसा लगा कि यस नाउ इट इज इनटू योर माइंड, इनटू योर ब्लड? आपको ऐसा फील हुआ कि अब ये कभी भूलेगा नहीं? बी रेस्पॉन्सिव स्टूडेंट्स, बी रेस्पॉन्सिव. इमीडिएटली आप उसमें लिखें, मैसेज पे लिखें. Yeah, Priyadarshini, Amrita, good evening. I saw you for the first time here, though you are here, but yes, good evening. Khatija, yes, good evening. It entered as we hear. It was excellent. Okay, Priyadarshini, it's good that you understood. Shreya, okay, it's perfect. Okay. So, as I still remember, some of you students have written few days back कि सर आप कुछ पूछने का छोड़ते ही नहीं हैं, कि हम पूछें तो क्या पूछें. तो क्या ऐसा है या हम ऐसा कुछ आपको कम पढ़ाया करेंगे जिससे आप हमसे पूछ लें क्वेश्चंस? क्यों? आपने एक बहुत अच्छी बात कही थी कि सर हम कुछ ऐसा छोड़ते ही नहीं कि हम पूछें क्या. व्हाट शुड आई आस्क? ओके समन, यू अंडरस्टूड वेल. फाइन. एक बात मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि देखिए हमारा समाज, हमारा जो सिस्टम है हायर लेवल स्टडीज का, जो आप पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, दिस इज वन ऑफ द टॉप मोस्ट एग्जामिनेशन कंडक्टेड इन इंडिया. और जो क्लासरूम की हालत हो चुकी है बच्चों, वो वाकई में क्या मैं कमेंट करूं, वो ठीक नहीं रह गई है. एंड थिंग्स हैव बिकम so commercial that the students who are actually wishing to compete these high level exams like NET, like IAS, have actually become a dream, not due to the fact that the students cannot qualify these exams. The reason being, the man behind the machine, they are not fair with their work. So with that ambition in my mind, with that emotion, with that insight, these live classes has been started for the first time in India. And you know, students, आज भी when we need that 40% only, but when we listen, we get 90% of the lectures getting into our mind. Yes, Khatija, this is definitely sure. You have written actually the best that जब आप लोग खुद पढ़ते हैं तो 40% याद होता है और जब हम किसी चीज को समझा देते हैं दैट टू इन अ वेरी वेरी यू कैन से फ्रेंडली टोन तो वो 90% हो जाता है एंड व्हेन यू रिवाइज इट इट कैन एक्चुअली बिकम अगेन 90% क्योंकि 100% तो किसी के पास नहीं जा सकता. तो हाँ, हम यहाँ पे एक चीज मिस कर रहे थे अभी जो मैं कह रहा था कि आज भी स्टूडेंट्स बच्चों को ऑल इंडिया लेवल पे पता है क्या हो रहा है. वो बहुत कंफ्यूज्ड हैं कि ये ऑनलाइन क्या होता है. तो अगर आपसे कोई मिले, आपसे कोई पूछे, आपके व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स में लोग जुड़े हों, उनको बताइएगा कि डोंट कंफ्यूज योरसेल्फ विद ऑनलाइन क्लास. कुछ नहीं होता. दिस इज लाइव क्लासेस. क्योंकि लोग ऑनलाइन जो दे रहे हैं दैट इज जस्ट व्हाट्सएप मैसेजेस एंड आई थिंक सम ऑडियोज that students understand as online, which and this is a very different technology, very expensive on my end and the latest technology. देखिए आपको कभी भी कोई दिक्कत नहीं आई होगी कि वो क्रैक कर रहा है या आपको ठीक से यहां से डिलीवरी नहीं हो रही है, आपको प्रॉब्लम उधर से खोलने में आ रही है, कुछ नहीं. क्योंकि जब आप अच्छी चीज लेते हैं तो अच्छी उसका रिजल्ट भी होता है. सो ये चीज ना थोड़ा सा अपने अपने ग्रुप्स में बताइएगा बच्चों को जरूर से, so that they may be benefited. Okay, students. Now, my third novelist will be one of the greatest name in the history of English literature, that is Thomas Hardy. Thomas Hardy was born in 1840 in Dorchester, and his father was a stone mason. His mother was a domestic servant. Thomas Hardy had 3 siblings. A boy who inherited his father's stone masonry business and 2 sisters who trained as school teachers. Thomas Hardy developed his love of reading from his mother, while his interest in music, which led to his playing the violin at the tender age of 9, which he inherited from his father, was a leader of the local church musicians. And because of these influences at home, Hardy did not attend school until he was 8 years old. And after a short period, he outgrew the local village school and began to attend one school at Dorchester, जहां पे उसने फ्रेंच भी पढ़ा और लैटिन भी पढ़ा. And when he became the age of 16, he was apprenticed to a local architect, and that local architect was John Hicks. उस जॉन हिक्स के साथ इसने 6 साल काम किया, but he also continued his education in other areas like studying the Greek dramatist, and in 1861 he went to London to continue his training and to practice the architecture with a person known as Arthur Bloomfield. He also enjoyed the social and the cultural opportunities afforded him in London. But after 5 years and with the deteriorating health, he returned to Dorset again, started resuming his work again with Hicks, and started working at the same time. His first novel, the name is The Poor Man and the Lady. The Poor Man and the Lady. Nobody knows this name. Although this novel was rejected, he was encouraged to write another novel which is known as Desperate Remedies. And Desperate Remedies was published anonymously without any name in 1871, which was followed in 1872 with Under the Greenwood Tree. And this Under the Greenwood Tree was a great success. And because of this great success, Hardy was able to give up his architectural work and devote himself to full-time writing. In 1874, he published one of his most famous novels, Far from the Madding Crowd. And in the same year, he married Emma Gifford. Who was Emma Gifford? The sister-in-law of a vicar for whom he had previously undertaken some architectural work also. And in spite suffering ill health over the next few years, he moved from one location to another, but continued to produce 5 more novels, which includes The Return of the Native and The Mayor of Casterbridge in 1886, The Woodlanders, which was considered to be his personal favorite novel in 1887. And after the benign reception of the earlier novels, he was unprepared for the minor moral furor that greeted the publication of Tess of the D'Aubervilliers in 1891. And even this, which was incomparable with the outrage that generated from Hardy's last novel, 1896, Jude the Obscure. This novel was read in brown paper covers by those who dared to buy it, although the Bishop of Wakefield is said to have burned his copy for what he and others saw as its attack on the sanctity of marriage. Hardy's own marriage suffered from its publication because Emma deemed that the novel was in some way autobiographical. After this novel, he decided to devote his time writing poetry and the art form that he had in case preferred to novels. And the year 1898 saw the publication of his first volume of poetry known as Wessex Poems. Wessex Poems पहले आई, उसके बाद आई Poems of the Past and the Present. Poems of the Past and the Present in 1902. And yes, one of his most ambitious project known as The Dynasts. और ये कब लिखी गई? 1903 और 1908 के बीच में. The Dynasts. And some of his most poignant poems were published in 1914 in the collection of very important name, students, Satires of Circumstance. Many of the poems in this volume were written in the wake of Emma's death in 1912, and record Hardy's deep remorse at his treatment of her. 1914 में Hardy married Florence Dugdale, who was his secretary also since 1912. And throughout the following years, he was awarded many honors and honorary degrees and so many things. And when he died on 11th of January 1928, his ashes were buried in Poets' Corner in the Westminster Abbey, while his heart was buried in the grave of his first wife. So this is, in short, about a great man, Thomas Hardy. Now, हम आपको यहां पे ये भी बताएंगे कि अब आप जो अपनी सेल्फ स्टडी करेंगे स्टूडेंट्स, वो मेहनत से करेंगे. हम आपको रास्ता दिखा रहे हैं और वो रास्ता दिखा रहे हैं जो पूरा रोशनी से भरा हुआ है, आपको उस मंजिल तक ले जाने में जो बहुत कठिन है. उस कठिन रास्ते को मैं बहुत आसान कर रहा हूं, लेकिन वो आसान नहीं हो पाएगा जब तक दो हाथ से ताली नहीं बजेगी, एक तरफ मेरी एक तरफ आपकी. एंड दिस यू हैव टू डू योरसेल्फ. थोड़ा सा पीछे जाइए, जो भी स्टूडेंट्स हमको यहां सुन रहे हैं, थोड़ा सा पीछे जाइए. जिन्होंने 4 दिन पहले ज्वाइन किया है, जिन्होंने 10 दिन पहले ज्वाइन किया है, जिन्होंने कभी भी ज्वाइन किया है. सपोज करिए कि ये लेक्चर, ये डिटेलिंग्स, सर, ये सारी चीजें आपको नहीं मिली हैं होती, जैसा कि अभी भी पूरा हिंदुस्तान खाली बैठा हुआ है. दे आर सर्चिंग एंड दे आर ड्यू टू सो मेनी थिंग्स दे आर नॉट एबल टू. क्या आप यहां तक पहुंच पाते जहां तक मैंने आपको इतने कम समय में पहुंचा दिया? खुद से पूछेगा. आप मुझे आंसर दें या ना दें, सेल्फ असेसमेंट इज द बेस्ट थिंग. सेल्फ असेसमेंट, सेल्फ होमवर्क, सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन. जब हमें सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन हो जाता है, तब हम दुनिया की कोई भी चीज मंजिल को पा सकते हैं. सो डोंट टेक दीज लेक्चर्स as a pastime. No. Because it is actually a blessing that you people sitting at home, and I have, ऐसे समझिए कि मैं आपके घर पे हूं, हर बच्चे के घर पे हूं और आपको वहां बैठ के पढ़ा रहा हूं. Is it possible? No. और तब अगर आप ये काम नहीं कर पाए, तो हु इज गोइंग टू, कौन आपको माफ करेगा? विद दैट करेज, विद दैट ऑप्टिमिज्म, विद दैट फेथ, विद दैट ड्रीम इन योर आई. क्योंकि यूजीसी नेट इंग्लिश लिटरेचर में क्वालिफाई करना बहुत ग्लैमरस है स्टूडेंट्स, स्पेशली फॉर गर्ल्स. स्पेशली, वैसे तो सबके लिए है. सो इफ यू वांट टू अटेन दैट ग्लैमर, इफ यू वांट टू अटेन दैट सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस, दैट आइडेंटिटी इन द सोसाइटी, यू हैव टू क्वालिफाई नेट एंड यू विल. बट ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, रोटी दो हाथ से बनती है, ताली दो हाथ से बजती है. सो अगर आपने उसको बहुत लेथार्जिक वे में लिया, तो इट इज अगेन वही होगा, सर 2 नंबर से रुक गए, 4 नंबर से रुक गए, 6 नंबर से रुक गए, सर मैं 1 नंबर से रुक गई. नो. जीतने वाला 1 नंबर 2 नंबर नहीं देखता, वो सिर्फ फॉलो करता है. कमिंग बैक टू द पॉइंट कि जो भी हम पढ़ा रहे हैं, इसका डीप स्टडीज आपको करना है. मैं तो डीप आपको पढ़ा ही रहा हूं, लेकिन देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स. हमारा स्टडी मटेरियल अब देखिएगा, और ये 3 ऑथर्स पढ़ाए हैं मैंने, इसकी डिटेलिंग को हमारे बुक्स में देखिएगा. हमारा ये लेक्चर और आपका वो स्टडी मटेरियल जब दोनों मिलेगा, तो आप देखेंगे कि आपके पास डबल वो है, नॉलेज है. उसके बावजूद भी आप अपना रिसर्च करेंगे कि अच्छा, इसकी नॉवेल की स्टोरी ये पढ़ लें, इसमें ये कैरेक्टर्स थे, इसमें क्या हुआ था, अंडर द ग्रीन वुड ट्री में क्या था, डबलिनर्स में क्या था, इसमें क्या था, उसमें क्या था. किस में कौन से कैरेक्टर ने क्या किया था, चाहे टेस्ट में कौन कौन कैरेक्टर्स थे, किसके साथ क्या हुआ था. तो दीज थिंग्स यू हैव टू एंजॉय योर सेल्फ. इतना बड़ा कोर्स नहीं होता कि आप दिन भर पढ़ें भी तो खत्म ना कर पाए. अगेन रिमेंबर स्मार्ट स्टडीज. सो स्टूडेंट्स, टुडे I would end the lecture here because मैं थक गया हूं एकदम. I put all my energy in these three great authors and अब हमसे आगे बढ़ नहीं रहा है. So tomorrow we will again come back with another three authors, जितना भी हम कर पाएंगे, 2 3 4 जो भी. And by the time you just finish off all these properly. Any questions students? I am waiting for your message. कोई क्वेश्चन, कोई चीज पूछना चाहते हो आप? यहाँ पे कहाँ गई वो स्टूडेंट फ्रॉम पौंडीचेरी? हु इज द स्टूडेंट फ्रॉम पौंडीचेरी हियर? अनम है. अनम, आर यू हियर? अनम. और yes, Khatija, you are from Pondicherry. Yes, yes, yes. Khatija, today a girl from Pondicherry, she connected with me, and just hold on. Did you receive any call, Khatija? She was very much confused, so I told her that she was actually from Pondicherry. You have received a call, Khatija? Yes. I am forgetting the name. You might know. अच्छा 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 अच्छा. उसका नाम है, yes, I remember her name. Her name is Gari, Gari. She is from Pondicherry, from your city only. Okay. So suppose if she feels like talking to you, just help her out. Okay. Any more questions, students? Okay. You might receive, and if you receive, then you can help her out. Okay. And in the same way, dear students, आप लोग इंडिया में जहां जहां पे भी हैं, जहां जहां भी पढ़ रहे हैं, जिन्हीं शहरों में पढ़ रहे हैं, बस I shall talk to. Okay, okay, fine. Gari, yes, correct. Gari. Okay. Yes, I'll transfer to you. I'll transfer it to you, dear. So all my dear students, आप लोग जहां जहां भी हैं, मेरे ख्याल से इसमें अनंतनाग में भी हमारी स्टूडेंट्स हैं, कश्मीर में भी हैं, जम्मू में भी हैं, एंड अप टू पौंडीचेरी देखिए हैं. So जहां पे भी हैं, just try to help other students so that they may be able to understand the difference between the online world and my life technology, and more and more students will be benefited. क्योंकि ऐसा हो सकता है कि I am planning for the new batch, so the new students who wish to connect with me in the month of March, so they can take my new batch. उसमें हम क्या करेंगे कि न्यू बैच में हम जोड़ करके उनको आपके साथ मिक्स कर देंगे, तो उनको उनका टाइम भी नहीं खराब होगा. समथिंग लाइक दैट. ओके डियर स्टूडेंट्स, अ वेरी गुड इवनिंग. मीट यू टुमारो देन. थैंक यू.